what is consciousness and how can we live a conscious lifestyle?
Einstein said that every molecule has its own consciousness. I've come here to do something. I've come here to live my life, which is very unique than anybody else. Right? There are no two leaves on the same tree are same.
And what is the route to awaken?
We talk about oneness. Everything is one. Every religion also talks about the same. There is oneness, which means we are made up of the same energy like everything else around us. But there is so much brainwashing, conditioning has happened that we tend to see everybody separate than us. It has only become about me.
How can we start living from questions and not conclusion?
So living in questions is quite annoying.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
For adults and for children both.
Yes.
Right? We're like, why can't you just tell me a path, an answer, and
Yeah.
I will just follow it?
Yes.
See, it comes from that conditioning of being a follower.
Charu, welcome to Mocha Talks. You are a doctor, you're an entrepreneur, you're a coach, and you, most importantly, live on the platform of consciousness. So, today we would like to discuss with you what is consciousness and how can we live a conscious lifestyle.
It's an interesting topic called consciousness because that's like the most in topic right now. What is going on? So I also kept asking a lot of times, what is consciousness? And to base the scientific explanation of that is Einstein said that every molecule has its own consciousness, which means every molecule in this universe has its own knowing. They are very intelligent molecules that knows everything about themselves. Now the consciousness of the planet means the same, like the planet knows what's really going on with themselves, right? So when you say on a platform of consciousness, what is consciousness, do I know what's happening with me, why it's happening with me, at what time it's happening with me? Now that knowing gets covered up with lot of fabric of outside world, right? There is so much noise that this is right, this is the way it has to be, this is how life is. Like there is so much noise outside that knowing of yourself gets covered up by the fabric of everything outside of you. So, to know that consciousness of you, what am I here for as a being, as a soul that I've come here? Or if I don't talk about at a big level of being and soul, I've come here to do something. I've come here to live my life, which is very unique than anybody else, right? There are no two leaves on the same tree are same.
Right.
So every leaf is unique. Every leaf has different veins on it and they cannot be same. But we live in the world where it is always about comparison, competition, look at how the other person is living, and that's where the consciousness of you gets deviated. You want to get back to your path and then everything starts falling in place. So consciousness means you access what you know. In that very breath of you, you know what I'm doing, why I'm doing, and what is the repercussion of this action.
Living in the know and accessing your own consciousness as well as the consciousness of the collective. That's how we define access consciousness.
Yes.
So how do we access consciousness?
So let's go to the basics of it. As we were born, we are born out of two people, right? So when you're born out of two people, the energies of them also gets attached to you, and the individual energy of you as a sovereign being is not available as you start growing up. That gets covered up by the people that you're surrounded with. But as you start growing up, when somebody follows their knowing what's true for them, a lot of labels are put on that, like the person is rebel, person is not listening, like a just a knowing of your body which is all the time covered up by, no, this is the time to eat, you are a little baby, you need to eat right now, rather than listening to when the body is hungry and when to feed. So as the baby grows up, the baby will get food when the baby is crying. This is what doctors say, like feed every 2 hours, but wait for the cry to happen for the baby to be fed. But as we grow, we let go that the over love, over caring covers up the knowing, right? So there are many ways that we cover up our knowing in order to please people, in order to become right, in order to start proving that I'm worth it, I can do it, in order to, this is the only way my family has lived. So there is a lot of conditioning that happens by the family, by the society, by your own experiences, that does not allow us to access what is true for me in this moment.
Mhm.
And in order for us to access that, there are a lot of paths that you go through. You heal your stuff, you start clearing the, what do you say, all the muck that is covered on your clearing, on
Yeah.
your knowing. You clear all of that so that you can access the depth of what you're here to do.
Charu, we know and that the more you become yourself,
Hmm.
the more you do this clearing and this work, the more you step into your own glory.
Hmm.
And that is where the world is heading today, also, as more and more people are choosing to be themselves, become sovereign,
Hmm.
pursue their passion,
Hmm.
stand out of the crowd. So, do you think there's an awakening? And what is the route to awaken like that?
Yes, so we are in a very interesting time. The consciousness of the planet is changing. A lot of people right now don't want to serve under anybody, because I think in olden times, like when the Britishers were there, they ruled. And a lot of people at this point of time in on the planet don't want to be ruled by anything. A lot of people are looking for their freedom, their sovereignty, and becoming their own bosses of their own life, which is a great space. But you see, when we live in a certain way, we become like that. And to get into a new version of us, the deconditioning has to happen a lot, right? We were all conditioned to become slaves. So now when we have to be our own bosses, the conditioning is getting hampered.
You're right.
Right. So it's very difficult to let go of that conditioning. So you asked me that how do we do that? It's about like getting more present and every day working on yourself. Like, is this coming from my past conditioning? What is the basis of what I'm doing? And if I am not responsible for my actions, my choices, my decisions, then how am I expecting other people to be that? So, if I talk at a broader level, we talk about oneness. Everything is one. Every religion also talks about the same. There is oneness, which means we are made up of the same energy like everything else around us. So, God, you, me, mountain, river, everything is made up of the same energy. But there is so much brainwashing, conditioning has happened that we tend to see everybody separate than us. It has only become about me. What do I want? Yes, it's true. What do I want? But I exist in a bigger version that we haven't, a lot of people have not accessed yet. So the consciousness is changing and we are working towards that.
Charu, for the last 25, 26 years, I've been a working professional.
Hmm.
It was a dream to continue to work
Hmm.
and do the same, go from one stage of a professional growth to the other. And ever since I stepped into, practicing consciousness and into the healing world, I eventually started, shifting from that space. Even a year or so ago, when I decided to become an entrepreneur, there was a huge pullback.
Hmm.
There was an inertia, that last minute pull that, how will I do this? How will I take the leap?
Hmm.
But it took a lot. So, this shift, this transformation is also an energetic shift.
Yeah.
So, if we can talk about this to a lot of people who do not get the opportunity to get out of a so called rut.
Yes, but my question to you would be, what was before this that made you start even listening to your inner voice of, I want to be an entrepreneur? What was that part that was not sitting well with you, that led you like, okay, I don't want to work under somebody, I don't want to do a job, I want to become an entrepreneur? What was that?
Yes, it was about self expression.
Hmm.
I realized that, by trying to fall into a pattern or a larger plan, somewhere I was dimming my own voice, and I
Hmm.
had some things to say or speak about which was not resonating with the larger plot where I was trying to fit in.
Hmm.
So that fitting in was actually about, dimming my own light. So when I decided to speak for myself and express myself, I had to, that molecular, say, as a molecule, I had to step out. But that was an energetic separation.
Hmm.
So if we can speak
So,
about
which is
that.
very beautiful that you said that you were not able to fit in.
Hmm.
We all, when we grow up, we are told these are the boxes that you live in, right?
Right.
All of us. At this age, you are supposed to be like this, you're supposed to be like that. This is the box. At every stage, we are presented with one box.
Hmm.
And then you realize that you're no more fitting into that box because you're far more greater than that box.
Yeah.
But nobody has told you the path.
Yeah.
Nobody has told you that there is a life beyond the box, because the people who have presented you the box, that's the maximum they have seen it.
Hmm.
But deep down, as you being, you knew that you are so much more than this box. But now what do I do? How do I get out of it? It has to become so uncomfortable that one day you say, okay, that's it, I don't want to be here. And that's what I talk a lot to people. When it becomes uncomfortable, when we are left with no choice, then we go and make another choice. But the truth is, at every breath of you, you have a choice.
Yeah.
If you can perceive the future of every choice, then you can make another choice. But we are the people who are so brainwashed, conditioned into, like, if you made a choice, you cannot change it.
Yeah.
Like when we were little, we were told that until your shoe is broken, why do you want another shoe?
Yeah.
A lot of us have been told, right? Or you already have a red jacket, why do you want another red jacket? There had to be an explanation for us to make another choice.
Yeah.
And that is how we have been conditioned into that. For every choice, we need to either hit the rock bottom, hit the wall, that we are left with no other choice but to turn around and then look at, oh, does any other choice exist? Or we have to make it so bad, worse, unbearable, unusable, then we will say, okay, now I want another choice. But the consciousness works in a way that starts making you so much more aware to your breath every moment, that every moment you have a choice. Perceive what does this choice creates for you in this future.
Hmm.
And if it doesn't create, then make a different choice. If it creates, continue. So when you got into that work and you realize, okay, I have out created that box and there has to be another way, the mind kicks in and mind says, show me the way, show me the path. That is where mind looks for safety net.
Hmm.
We are so conditioned into safety net that we do not allow us to go beyond our safety. And we all have heard that life lies beyond the safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bigger the risk, the more you create in your life.
Yeah.
And we don't allow ourselves to take that risk. Why? Because we fear, what if we go wrong?
Hmm.
We fear, what if I fail? We fear as if everything will end. We fear that my family will not accept. We fear, what if I don't fit in anymore? The truth is, you cannot fail.
Right.
The truth is, you cannot go wrong.
Hmm.
The truth is that you will never fit in. You could not fit before, you will now never fit in before. The truth is, people who are supposed to be with you will always be with you, and people who are not supposed to be with you, they will fall off, and you have to be okay. So life teaches you lessons, and that's where the lesson starts coming in. You cannot learn new lessons by living in a safety zone,
Right.
right?
So, Charu, I did this course with you where you coached us about getting out of the poverty mindset
Hmm.
and the boxes that you're talking about,
Yeah.
be it time, be it money, be it relationships. These are the boxes that we try to fit in and create a poverty in our consciousness in our world. So let's move into the conversation about money, where we try to choose from that limited box and then wonder that why am I not thriving when I'm actually forcing myself to live in survival mode. So, but then you open this whole door of consciousness saying that if you choose more, choose different, choose to be you, you can be abundant. So
Yes.
we can open that conversation.
So a lot you were talking about choose to be you. Being you is my favorite energy, because 12, 13 years back when my life went through drain, I didn't know what to do about it. So I went back and I questioned everybody who taught me about life, my father, my teachers, and I said, well, you told me to be a good girl. You told me to study well. You told me to respect elders. You told me what a good girl would do. And I did. And it didn't work. And then they said, this is what was taught to us also. So we taught you. So basically, the education system was not fine. And I'm not talking about education system of the school education system, but the life institute that we are born into, that we are taught, the manners, life skills, a lot has not been taught to us. So a lot, the world that functions is through lack and poverty. That, oh, what if you use this and it gets over? So a lot of it is about fear, lack, and control. An excess amount of caring is considered love, but that excess amount of caring converts into control, which never allows you to, outgrow all of that, go and explore your life. So when we talk about poverty mindset always comes from that if this happens, it will go less. But if you notice in universe right now, actually the energy is all the time growing. Like I give this example so many times, like olden times when you had these cassettes, music cassettes were out, right?
Yeah.
So they will take out 100 cassettes, and then 100 cassettes get sold and it's over.
Yeah.
But now the music is out, it's online, you download, and the music file does not get over.
Yeah.
It just keeps growing. So 20 people download, 20 more energies are available to that, right? So in this world right now, things are not going down. But because we are conditioned all the time, it will go, it will end, it will end, it will end. It starts ending. How many times? And we all know that our point of view creates our reality, right?
Right.
What you are thinking, you start manifesting. There are different versions of how people talk about it, different languages. But the truth is, you create twice, once in your mind and once in the reality.
Absolutely.
So, whatever you're thinking gets created. So, if we are all the time thinking that my money will get over, my family will leave me, the planet will deplete, the earth will die, earth needs healing, we are not helping it. We are creating that as our reality. All the time we are functioning from fear, lack, control. So there's no empowerment that is going on. But now, as the consciousness is transitioning, a lot of people are stepping into empowering themselves. And hence, we have a lot of entrepreneurs,
Yes,
who are willing to take charge of their lives. But like I said, the conditioning keeps happening. The deconditioning has to happen for you to become an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And like becoming super present to self. So that poverty mindset comes from like somebody else will take charge of me.
Yeah.
Poverty mindset also comes from you not acknowledging what gifts you're born with. You not acknowledging how much your life has changed. The poverty mindset always says, but this has not happened. Oh, but this is not there. There is not enough staff in the world who can serve me. I hear this so many times from people all the time talking about staff, that, oh, they don't listen to me. This whole statement that they don't listen to me comes from a poverty mindset, that I am not worthy and valuable. So people don't listen to me.
Yeah.
If I'm worthy and valuable, people will listen to me. So we are poor in acknowledging ourselves, poor in acknowledging our self-worth, poor in acknowledging our existence on this planet. And that is because we are not taught at the level of being. We are only taught at the level of doing. What you're doing, how much money you have, how many people know you, what followers you have. We have our existence based on outside world. We don't have our existence based on our inner world. The more you look at your existence to the inner world, access your own consciousness, it allows you to see your self-worth, what gift you bring into this world. And like I said, no two leaves are same. So that means each one of us are unique. And do we know what is so unique about us? And that is the gift to be offered in the world, but we don't. And we start concluding and deciding this is me, this is not me. We actually start proving, fighting, avoiding our points of views,
Yeah.
our way of living, that this is the only way. I am right, I'm correct. That stops the flow of energy rather than what would be my way of creating the life.
Yeah.
What would be, if I was so abundant, how would I be living in this world?
Yeah. So you are also saying that the more I begin to be present in my own life, the more abundance I create for myself and everyone else around me. And that is also money, right? I
Yeah.
mean, what is money?
So money is energy. You and me are energy. This is where we have we have the conceptual understanding of it. Everything is energy, money is energy, I am energy. But let's talk about when we talk in oneness at the metaphysical, at the quantum physics level, when we talk about the energies, however you are being is how you be with money, is how the money will be. If you're taking charge of your life, the money will also show up more in your world. If you are angry, if you are going through guilt, if you are just doing the right thing, those are lower frequencies which are not allowing you to tap into the energy of money.
Yeah.
Money has no point of view of its own. Okay? Money doesn't decide that I will only go to this person and I will not go to that person. Nowadays, even more. Like, I was talking to so many people in gym. Once they are like Instagrammers and bloggers, they make money.
Yeah.
And they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what is the difference? They love money. And they are okay to be judged.
Yeah.
But they want to do what they want to do. And that's it. The more you are being yourself, the more you're okay being with you, however you show up. Like if my trainer was telling me, you should do this, and I said, I will never do that. Why? Because my whole judgment to that is I'm an educated person. I will never do that. But he's like, but that's what people are buying for. And I had judgments of it. I don't have to do it. I'm not saying that we have to do what is getting sold, but I was not okay showing up the way it would be, because I have a judgment of that looks very stupid, funny, and I don't want to be a stupid person. I don't want to be a fool, because I have given myself a image of that I am so and so and so. So when you are ready,
So that's again a box?
yes. We are constantly putting ourselves in box. I'm a healer, I'm a coach, I'm so and so. These are all boxes that we live in.
Right.
Correct? Life lies beyond these boxes. And okay, you have a box, then how many more boxes can you have? Don't define yourself with one box. I'm so and so. I am a doctor, I'm a coach, I am a life I'm a healer, I am an entrepreneur, I talk about business, I talk about so many different things.
Yes.
And I also am a person who loves to travel. I'm also a person who loves to play with children. There are so many different roles that I play that allows my being to expand. And when the being is expanded, money flows happen from everywhere.
Yeah.
There are infinite ways that you can receive energy from anywhere. But when we are the people who are like horse with a blinder, this is the only way I can make money. This is the only way I can live my life. This is the right way. This is what I only know. None of that is true, because we've lived infinite lifetimes. So we know a lot of stuff, but we haven't allowed ourselves to access that. Hence, when somebody goes to a past life regression or goes to a hypnotherapy session, they start accessing, oh, I was a healer in some lifetime, I was a painter in some lifetime, I was um, a, a king of some dynasty, and then that access to that energy becomes available. But all of us have that available to us if we let go of the blocks that we put in ourselves about right, wrong, I don't know, how would I know, somebody else would know. These are the ways we limit our knowings.
Yeah.
The more people ask questions, the more we can access our knowing. So many times, how many times it has happened that somebody has asked you something and you've never read about it, but once somebody asks you something and you have spontaneous answers coming from you. Does that happen?
Yeah.
Because you've known that part forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming to knowing, we know, everybody knows, but we ignore the knowing.
A lot, yes.
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 So, what do we know, and how do we begin to trust that knowing?
So, a good question to ask over here is like, since that time, like I give this example many times, you must have also heard, where it's like when the child was hungry and child said, I'm hungry, and food was given. But in a moment came when child said, I'm full. And the mother said, but you haven't finished your plate. You need to finish your plate. That's where knowing was tipped off.
Okay.
Okay. When the child said, I'm not hungry. And then the mother said, or father said, or the joint family said that, oh, it's lunchtime, you need to eat. Knowing was tipped off. When the child in the morning said, I don't want to go to school today. And it was just the body saying, I don't want to go. But the knowing was tipped off by saying, oh, you just keep making excuses, you're avoiding going to school. We never asked that, why is this excuse coming? Right? So there are many ways when somebody is speaking, we don't pause and ask, what is this coming? Where is it coming from? What are the bases of it? We quickly have a habit of rejecting it and putting our point of view. No, 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 no. You need to go to school. Otherwise, all the time you will start bunking. We first reject and replace it with conclusions. Most of the times, if business is not working, we reject, oh, nothing is working. We don't pause and ask what is working and what is not working.
Yeah.
First, we don't ask, we reject completely, and then we add it to a conclusion. I don't think so, I'm good into this. And that's what happens. Like, we live with so many rejections and conclusions that never allows us to pause and ask, hey, what's working in my life? What's not working in my life?
Right.
Clearly, something is working. Like, if you have a body, your body is working, your legs are working,
Absolutely.
your hands are working,
Yeah.
but there's no acknowledgement of that. Only when you get an injury in leg or you get a fracture, and then you realize, oh, I have a leg. Oh, I could walk, and now it's becoming difficult. Recently, my dad went through an operation, and both the eyes were like covered. And then it was a hit for me. I'm like, oh God, I can see.
Yeah.
And I am taking things for granted. So we are so used to living everything for granted. We have a habit of ignoring, not becoming present. So, in order to build that muscle, my first go to is usually connect with your body.
Okay.
Before you die, the only thing that is going to be with you is your body.
Okay.
Yeah. The day you die,
Body is
body
also
is
not
dead,
there.
right?
Yeah.
Rest all can go. Parents can go before you, after you, friends, family, partners, children, before you, after you. The only thing the day you die is the last breath will be your body.
Yeah.
The most abusive, the most abuse that we do is with our bodies.
Yes.
We don't acknowledge we have a body. We every day forcefully.
There's a separation
Yeah.
between the mind and the body all the
Mind
time.
and the
Yeah,
body.
yeah.
And we force our body for everything.
Yeah.
I need to look certain way. I need to eat certain food. We do not listen to how our body is talking to us. There is no conversation around that. Now, if I don't even have a connect with something that is going to be with me till my last breath,
Yeah.
how else I expect that everything else will work out for me?
Yes.
Yeah. You do require money for body. You do require clothes for body. You require good house for body. You require a partner for body. You
Yes.
require recognition for body. Soul doesn't require anything.
Yeah.
And we never ask anything from our body. The consciousness of the body is shut down. It's covered with so many judgments, perfect body, how you should appear, how you should be. It's not told what would work for you. Now you know that many times, like nowadays, there are different kind of counselors, healers, diet coaches are there. People who are like really present, they know that every body functions differently and they have to study every body differently. Every molecule in universe functions differently. Permutation combination of that molecules in your body and my body will be very different. We can't put one thing to everybody.
Right.
So the consciousness has to be studied of your own body. So how do I access that? Once your body feels lighter, once your body feels little expanded, once you know that it is not coming from conditioning, this is the way it is for me. And it all during the path of it, you start feeling lighter, you start feeling expanded, you start feeling more at ease with yourself, not the panic. There's more calmness in you. That's where you are heading towards what is working for you. And it may not work for anybody else but you.
Yes. So, how can, for those who are watching this, I would really want you to share this very basis on which, people like us who practice consciousness live on, which is from questions. So, how can we start living from questions and not conclusion?
So it's a very interesting way of living because we are not very much, encouraged to ask questions.
Yes.
When we were little, you see little kids, how many questions they ask.
Yeah.
And then that becomes so annoying.
Yeah.
So living in questions is quite annoying.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
For adults and for children both.
Yes.
Right? We're like, why can't you just tell me a path, an answer, and I
Yeah.
will just follow it?
Yes.
See, it comes from that conditioning of being a follower.
Hmm.
We are so conditioned into being a follower, being a slave, being told what to do, rather than be willing to listen ourselves. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to fail. It's okay if it doesn't work out, because the truth is, in the next minute, you can again ask a question and something else will work out.
Yeah.
So, how do you go ahead? So, the practice would be begin with talking to your body.
Okay.
Like, take food in your plate, and then with every bite, start asking, body, would you like to eat more?
Okay.
And practice listening to when body says no,
Okay.
and then stop.
Okay.
It won't happen on day one.
Okay.
It will definitely happen when the food is not interesting. It will not happen when the food is interesting. That pastry that you want to eat, and then after 2 bites, body will say, okay, I'm done, and you will not listen to it.
Okay.
And then you will finish it.
Okay.
And next day, the weight will be up, and then that is where the mind will go crazy. Rather, if your body wanted a pastry, probably it wanted 2 bites, 3 bites, and it said enough.
Enough.
But we didn't hear, or we heard and ignored. So that is where building the muscle comes. When if your muscle is like really gone with listening to yourself, then you have to begin practicing that with your body.
Okay.
And these baby steps also will help you in expanding your consciousness. So
Okay.
when you wake up in the morning, like addressing your body, hey body, how are you? Good morning. Like saying yourself a good morning. We would say it to everybody, but not to ourselves. Looking at, oh, everything is working in my body. Have I acknowledged that? So gratitude plays a very important role in living our lives. Yeah, gratitude is the highest frequency that one can live with.
Yeah.
But how often do we have gratitude for our body? Now people do say that, oh yeah, I'm doing all my gratitude journals.
Yes.
It's not about doing. It's really becoming present and being. Do you see right now that liver is functioning? You will only get to know you have a liver when the report says, oh, it's fatty liver, it's grade 3 liver, or you've gotten through a cirrhosis, or your kidney is not filtering fine. And
so is that the way the body or our worlds respond to us when they create a, they take it, we drive ourselves to a point of alert?
Yes, that's what I said. We initially, which I was saying, we have to reach to that alert level, that intensity, that suddenly I don't know how I reached here. No, there were fine signs before that. there was a subtlety there
Hmm.
which nobody heard. So there is a beauty in living your life from subtlety.
Yeah.
Art of subtlety is something that I'm practicing of. Like, how can I listen to the whispers of my body? Then, like, it has
Then
to become.
creating that intensity.
Yes. And you see, it again, it's a conditioning when a child says, no, I'm done, I don't want to eat. But we don't listen to that no, right? And we've seen it in many movies, and nowadays everywhere a no means no. But we listen to that no?
No.
No. So when we don't listen to that no, one has to shout, stop. Body has a way of saying stop. So when you were in that organization where you were working, there was a point when body would have said stop.
Yeah.
This, it could be different symptoms, like maybe an overthinking, maybe body going for compromised way of functioning. Some people go through difficult digestion. Some people are not just happy. Some people sleeps are disturbed.
Weight goes up.
Weight goes up, diabetes comes in,
Yeah.
these are all symptoms. The root cause is somewhere else. We are only treating symptoms.
Yes.
We are not going to the root cause. From where is this coming? Symptom is just a cry of your body. The
Yeah.
body is saying that something is not okay. And that is an access to the cause from where it is coming. But we never look at the cause. We are only looking at the symptoms and doing a palliative treatment.
Yeah.
Right? Even with money, when we talk about, we don't really look at what is really going on with money. So my common question that I ask from people is, what are you buying with money?
Okay.
So what do you buy with money? I'm going to ask that from my audience also. Like, what do you buy with money? Do you buy luxury? Do you buy validation? Do you buy popularity? Do you buy ease? Do you buy consciousness? What are you buying with money?
You're buying everything, a bit of everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there has to be one thing that drives people. Like, I talk to many people and I say, okay, what will happen if you make XYZ money?
Yeah.
Right? So somebody said, I'm making 300 crores. I want to make 500 crores. Great. What is happening at 300 crores? And the guy kept saying that my staff is not listening to me. They are not coming on time. They are just, responding to me in a bad way. And I said, and what makes you think at 500 this will not happen?
Yeah.
And he had no answer for it. So I had to ask, like, pause, tell me what will happen. Why are you going towards 500? Because that's the next thing. Okay. So we are always looking at next, but we are not looking at what's really bringing the pain.
Yeah.
So are you happy at 300 crores? The problem was no. Will you be, what makes you think at 500 you will be happy? Don't know. So what was he buying with that money will be, don't know. I don't know. I don't know
Right.
where am I headed to. But I just know this I have to do. So he's buying more autopilots. And then I went deeper and I said, so what will happen? Tell me at 500. I'll feel better. No, not true. So you're buying feeling better with 200 crores? I don't think so. That's required.
Yeah.
Right? So question always comes, what are you buying with money? Are you buying comfort? Are you buying ease? Are you buying your validation? Are you buying more expansion of your energy? What are you buying with money? That allows you to go deeper with yourself. And there is by no way it is a rejection of what is going on, what you're creating with money. But when you know about you, then the expansion of that expands so much in the world.
Charu, a very interesting thing that I have been studying is that money really doesn't change anything about us. It just makes us more of who we are.
Yes.
So if we can talk about that.
Because it's an energy, right?
Yes.
So this is the energy.
Yeah.
And you're putting that energy into you.
Yes.
Whoever you are, you will become more of that.
Yeah.
If you are a kind person, your kindness will increase. If you are an angry person, your anger will increase as the more money comes in.
Okay.
And one day that will show up that you will have to go and look into yourself. That is the path of the soul. That is the path of the being. The more you're willing to look at your path, the more you can be in tune with it, the knowing of it. And we all have come here to learn lessons, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we learn it this lifetime, great. If we don't, then we learn it next lifetime, right?
Yeah.
So what you said is correct. Money makes you more of you.
Yeah.
Who are you? Have you ever asked that question? So if I'm constantly looking for validation, then even if I reach to the next level of money, I will have more need for validation.
Yeah.
So many times I've heard celebrities talking about like, nothing happens when you become famous.
Yeah. We keep on hearing that.
Yes.
Nothing
If you
changes.
feel lonely, you
Hmm.
will feel lonely when you have more money too. Isn't it?
Right.
So what is really going on is here, not outside. It's not about it's not really about money. One has to pause and ask, what am I buying with that money? And that energy is you are putting into. But you are already that.
Yes.
Instead of from outside to inwards, when it goes from inward to outside, it's always an expansion.
Right. So then we circle back to the same conversation that the more we become ourselves, the more we become money.
Yes. So when we say the more we become ourselves, now what is this ourselves?
Okay.
My all the time reference goes to nature.
Okay.
Because we are made up of elements of nature. When we become human, we humans use mind. Nature, there is no mind.
Yeah. It's only being.
There's only being. Right? Animals don't say, oh my God, if I kill somebody, oh my God, I will go through guilt and all. No, I want food, I'll go kill, eat. Over. There is no drama there. Humans have been given mind, which overthinks, makes you go through guilt, makes you blame, makes you not take charge of your life. So when you go and refer to nature and you start becoming like nature, nature is abundant. There is no lack in nature. Even in the places that when there is a drought or floods are there, or let's say right now there are many natural calamities that happens, even after that nature still thrives.
Yeah.
After all that, if everything is washed off, in no time nature puts everything back. That is the truth. Even in the hardest mountain rock, there is a life that grows. That's the truth. Even if you're going through the like really not so great space about in your life, if you feel there is no money, the truth is, if you become yourself, like if you make yourself like nature, if you start tuning yourself like nature, the growth is going to happen. You are going to thrive. But we have done everything against nature. Nature doesn't seek for validation. There is no need in nature. Nature exists. Nature is not right and wrong. Nature doesn't say, okay, today I'm going to bring floods. Oh my God, I'm so wrong. Nature doesn't do that. Nature says, here you go. Okay.
Yes.
So why do we go and start judging ourselves? Why do we judge our actions? Instead asking, what did this create? That question that you were saying, we are not encouraged to ask questions. We live with conclusions. We live with right and wrong, proving ourselves this is the way it is. I'm being me. If anything that exists more than 10 seconds, it is a conclusion and a judgment. Anything, the good and bad. Whatever is happening and it's over. And then you move on.
Yeah.
But after everything, we have a habit of deciding, judging, and concluding. Did this happen right? Did this happen wrong? It just happened. Move to next.
Yeah.
And move to next and move to next. We slow ourselves down in judging and concluding. Nature doesn't do that. Nature doesn't sit and start pondering, oh, I brought the floods. Did I do right or wrong? Nature is being. So the more you become like nature, the truth is you are going to thrive. You are going to be very abundant.
Yeah.
So The work comes here from, let's say, if somebody wants to grow from one level to another, the issue is not that you want to go to the next level. The issue is what happens in between this level. Do you feel happy? Do you feel rejected? Do you still tune into yourself? Do you ask yourself, where am I headed to? Like a lot of questions in that space. Do you go through need, lack, or are you being nature? A lot of reference comes from nature.
Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday there was this conversation. Somebody said that now the festival season is coming, holiday season is coming. So I'm buying everything, all the gifts and everything. But after that, I go through panic. Like right now I'm buying, and then what if I don't have money?
Yeah. The guilt of spending.
Guilt of spending, and then fear of what if I don't have it in future.
Yeah.
Does that happen in nature?
No.
So that means the guilt is not real. It is an unreal thing. It's like you saying, looking at the rope and saying that that's snake. Nobody can come and let you know unless you want to know that that's just a rope and nothing is going to happen. So guilt is not real. The fear is not real. Does fear exist in nature? Or
No.
it's an alertness?
It's just
Like
alertness.
the deer will know that there is a lion or a tiger coming to eat me. That's an alertness. But there's no fear. It's just alert and I need to run.
Yeah.
That's a response.
Yeah. It doesn't freeze and sit down or
Yeah.
anything.
Or
Right.
judge.
Or judge.
Why lion is eating me.
Yeah.
She says, oh, this one is going to eat me. Let me just run away.
Yeah.
That's it. What if we could be like that? Oh, this is not what is going to work for me. Let's just move from here.
Yeah.
But we say why and we overthink.
Yeah.
Overthinking does not exist in nature.
No.
So we've become so opposite to nature.
So overthinking is also a control mechanism, right?
Yes, overthinking is a form of abuse that has happened for a lot of us. Abuse is not only physical, sexual. There are many forms of abuse, mental, financial, and rest all.
But here nobody else is abusing me, but I'm abusing myself by going on
That we have become now. We have conditioned ourselves. Now I don't need anybody else to abuse me. And abuse means that anything that is done against your will, that is called abuse. Now, by that definition, since morning till night, how many things you're doing against your will? Do you even know you have a will?
Yeah.
If I don't want to work today, do I give myself permission? Or does my mind say, no, you have to? Because the fear kicks in that if you rest, how will money come?
Yeah.
If you rest, you will be left behind in the race. If you don't do this, then this will happen. So mind always tells you that whatever is happening is not going to fall in place. But what if that break is required for everything to fall in place, but we don't allow ourselves? In nature also, it happens through seasons, right? There is a peak season, peak summer, and then it goes down. There's a peak winter and it goes down. We don't allow ourselves to hit peaks and go down. We feel that every time we should be at the peak. And that is not true. And we don't know how to handle peaks, and we don't know how to handle the relaxation of it. So what if we knew? What if we could look at nature and take reference from it and give ourselves permission to make choices that works for us? That comes by looking at, we started with overthinking. What if you gave yourself permission even today for a minute, that today for half an hour I'm not going to do anything if your body doesn't want to do? Now when I say not do, overthinking is also doing. So I don't know, so we'll have to practice there. So overthinking is a form of abuse that one has been through. So if anybody is going through overthinking, you need to look at what kind of abuse you're going through, you've been through.
And also addiction in that sense then is also abuse, right? I mean,
so overthinking is, you see, when people who are overthinking, they have a deep level of knowings.
Okay.
which have never been addressed. They knew when they were younger. They just knew, which had no explanations. Have you ever heard that sometimes people will say, like, don't do this? And why are you saying that? I don't have any explanation to that. Just I feel that you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't go there.
Yeah. And every time we didn't hear that, we created some problem.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that was a knowing, and we ignored it, we fought with it, we rebelled it just to prove something. And then the results, what came, were not very great
Yeah.
that we liked. So the people who are overthinkers, they have a deep knowing and they have to get to that space. Overthinking is a form of abuse, and you heal abuse. And once you start healing your abuse, you start accessing your knowing, which is your life path.
Yeah.
So from here, deviation to getting back to your path.
Yeah.
Getting back to your consciousness. And in totality of your consciousness, everything will fall in place.
Yeah.
Money, relationship, everything. In your lightness, everything will exist.
Yeah.
That you're looking for.
So then we are also talking about choice, that
Yeah.
we do have a choice. That's a very empowered way of living also.
Yeah.
That instead of living in reaction, you're being able to create your life.
Correct.
So how can, if you can tell our audience that, how
Yes.
can people choose and make empowered choices and not react to life?
Correct. So most of the time we are living through reactions.
Yes.
Most means 99.99% we are living with reactions because we have presumptions. If you had no presumption, you will be space and you will pause. And when you'll pause, you will know what will work the best for you.
You're right.
Okay. So we've learned to live in reactions because we have learned to give right reaction and a wrong reaction.
Yeah.
When somebody gets you something, a gift, what is the presumption when somebody is getting you a gift?
I'm happy.
Now, this is a presumption.
Yeah.
Right? When somebody is getting you a gift because they want to.
Yeah.
And the right reaction to that, you should be, oh my God, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Or if you say, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Like you give a reaction to feel connected to the person. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So, in order for us to make ourselves connected, feel real, feel that you are around people, and maintain the drama, we live with reactions. So, you asked me something around
I asked you about living from choice.
living from choice. Choice comes with no reaction. Choice comes from a space of, does this choice create greater for me? Does this choice decay my future? With every breath that you're taking and you're asking, does this choice create greater for me or decay my future?
Okay.
And if it decays my future, what is the next assumption I have? I don't have a choice. But this. All of that are justifications that does not allow you to make another choice. But the truth is choice exists.
Yeah.
You haven't looked at it. That is a kind of brainwashing that has happened, that I don't have a choice. No, you have a choice. Not having a choice is also a choice.
Yeah.
But we have been told. So if one can really begin practicing every day, okay, what other choices I have in my world that I haven't allowed myself to access. Like I was talking to a friend and he was driving in Delhi, and you know the Delhi traffic. So he was driving for 2.5 hours one way and 2.5 hours the other way, 5 hours. And he was very tired and irritated. And I said, well, why don't you take a taxi? And he said that it'll cost me XYZ. Now, this guy, I was like, so what's the purpose of money? The purpose of money is to have luxury, abundance, and everything, is what his answer was. So why would you not hire a driver?
Because there's a dissonance there.
Yes, dissonance.
Yeah.
Because it is where the conditioning has happened, that, oh, I can. The logic was that I have a car. It's such an autopilot that I have a car and I will drive.
Thus, I should drive.
So I am okay having discomforts with my body. I will not pay anybody else. I will do everything by myself.
Yes.
And I spoke. I said, you know that if you would have paid money to the driver,
Hmm.
It would have worked for him also. It would have worked for you also. And once you are more relaxed, it would work for everybody else also.
Hmm.
Your one choice contributes to many people in this world.
Hmm.
Your one choice affects many people.
Hmm.
What choices you're making,
You're right.
right?
Absolutely.
So that is where the work of consciousness, being present, going to a coach, working on your traumas, working on your conditionings are important to see how you can make different choices that exponentializes your life through presence and joy.
And open possibilities.
Open possibilities, like what choice are you making?
Hmm.
So let's say if he's driven for 5 hours with discomfort,
Yeah.
you 5 hours you've been in an energy of discomfort, that is exponentializing.
Yeah.
5 hours of ease could have also exponentialized.
Hmm.
What are you going to choose? That is where the question helps. Okay, do I have a choice here? Yes. What other choice can I make that I've never made before?
Hmm.
You've never made before. And then it becomes like an autopilot of choice that, okay, from here onwards, I will take a taxi and go.
Yeah.
And then that also becomes an autopilot in no time. So then it becomes no choice universe. No, now I can't live without taxi.
Hmm.
Not true.
Hmm.
We have multiple choices in every breath.
Yeah.
Out of all those choices, which choice will create the most? And you don't know the answer for it. It's just an awareness that I just know that
Yeah.
I need to make this choice. That's why it says that you got to be willing to make far more choices and be willing to be wrong far more times before you become right.
Hmm.
Before you succeed, you have to be willing to fail.
Hmm.
If you're not even ready to fail once, how will you succeed?
Yeah. And why have so many judgments about failure?
Correct, because there is no failure.
Yeah.
And again the question comes, does nature says I failed?
No.
Does a lion say, oh my god, I failed, I didn't hunt a deer today? The lion says, okay, didn't hunt, okay, I'll just go hunt again.
Hmm.
That's it. It doesn't sit and cry, oh, I failed today.
Mhm.
So, not us,
Hmm.
but we become anti nature.
Yeah. Right. And also, consciousness sort of travels from one part of life to the other.
Yeah.
As your consciousness about yourself and your abundance and your money life increases, it will also reflect on your relationships.
100%.
And we understand how to create relationships and what exactly, if the entire world is looking for love, but what is love? All these doors, small windows start opening up. So, how does it, how do we become more conscious about the relationships that we create when we, uh, you know, set on this journey?
See, like I said, in oneness, whatever you're being is what you're vibrating at.
Yeah.
If you don't know about you,
Hmm.
can you ever know anything about other people?
No.
You can't.
Hmm.
If you don't know what makes you happy,
Hmm.
can you ever know what makes other people happy?
Hmm.
Can't. Now, most of the time, people are conditioned into uh, people knowing what works. Like if there are married people, married women will know what works for their husband,
Yeah.
but they don't know what works for them
Hmm.
because that's how they are conditioned. Okay.
Hmm.
So it's not done out of choice, it's done out of duty.
Yeah.
And hence there's no joy there.
Hmm.
It's just done. So relationship becomes duty.
Hmm.
It's all about I have to do this.
Hmm.
It's not like I'm choosing to be with you.
Hmm.
If I'm making this choice, I have a choice to make it the way I would like it.
Hmm.
I have to be here. Again, the choice is eliminated. So, how you're being with you is the one that is going to reflect your relationship with everybody around you. If you're not present with you, if you don't know that everything is your choice, you have chosen to get married.
Hmm.
And if this choice works, great. If it doesn't work, that's okay too. This is your choice. So ask, what does this choice create? We usually go in an unconscious choice.
Hmm.
Oh, I was forced to do, or this was the right thing to do. Or because I was feeling lonely, hence I had to. So it wasn't done from presence. It was again done out of reaction.
Yeah.
So most of the time relationships are reactions, isn't it? A lot of us live with people around us and we are living in reactions with them.
Yeah.
and how much we are living with ourselves in reaction. Anything that goes wrong, we start reacting to ourselves instead of receiving it. Okay, this is what it is. We don't have allowance for our choices. But allowance means, okay, done. Now what else can I do? But we sit and overthink. So, in order for us to be with people around us, first we have to build that relationship with ourselves. And relationship can only be built with ourselves when there is no judgment around it, that this is wrong and this is right. This is who I am today in my full totality. What is working, what's not working. Rather than going to a conclusion, nothing is working or everything is working, we look at what's working, what's not working. I do have a body. Now, many times people have this judgment that goes on with body. I'm too thin, I'm too fat, or I want a body in a particular way. Rather than first acknowledging you have a body.
Yeah. And then also receiving yourself, right?
Correct. Once you acknowledge, acknowledgement is receiving light.
Yeah.
What all can you acknowledge today that you haven't acknowledged? That if you acknowledge, will allow you to receive more.
Yeah.
We haven't acknowledged that, oh, I'm breathing. Only when I come to Delhi, I realize, oh, there's so much better air in Mumbai. But when I'm living in Mumbai, I'm looking at, oh my God, there's so much traffic. We are so habituated in looking at what's not working, how crazy life is, how bad life is, than looking at what's working. At least my lungs are still working here. That means I have a resilience, I have better lung capacities, and okay, I can enhance it. So, what's your relationship with you is the most essential thing. Do you acknowledge? Do you have gratitude for your choices? Do you treat yourself with respect? Or you have just taken yourself every day for granted? Like you were talking about, you were in a place where you were fitting into a box and your voice was not being heard. So, your relation, how does it feel when nobody hears you?
Yeah.
And if you are being that with you, then how do you expect others to be anything different than that? You have to begin listening to your voice. You have to begin that relationship with you. And once that starts changing, everything else around you changes.
Right. So to begin a life which is aware and which is conscious, first start listening to yourself. That's the start point.
Yes. And listening to yourself means begin with your body.
Yeah.
Like, because this is such a big term of listening to yourself, the easiest baby steps, we do baby steps. So we listen to our body by asking your body, what would you like to eat? What time would you like to sleep? Like noticing, and body doesn't talk like humans. Noticing when body is saying, I want to sleep, and we do not hear it.
Yeah.
Or when we are scrolling through the phone and we have completely checked out of our bodies. You know, people like when you scroll through the phone, like 8 hours gone by scrolling, and then you're like, okay, fine, I now want to sleep. But you were completely checked out. You were not present with what was going on for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were just lying in a couch and doing nothing. So begin cultivating a relationship with yourself, with your body, like really becoming present. Body, where would you like to go? Who would you like to talk to? And listen, what are the ways your body communicates?
Yeah. Thank you, Charu, so much for this very rich conversation. I wish that our audience has really, received a lot of what you had to say, and they would learn to receive more of themselves in their own lives and create abundance for themselves and others.